thought Manny fought a pretty good fight tonight. I thought it was this fight with the trilogy, and he showed me that he was aggressive at times, and after his opponents, I was very happy with the way Manny fought tonight. I thought he did very well. Any questions?
Freddie, I'm just curious, has he evolved into a different kind of fighter than he was in that, when he was beating Pat and Oscar Cotto? Is his style different now? He's more patient?
He's not as aggressive as he was back then, but I think it's coming back. We did see signs in his training camp that he was getting more aggressive, and he was out of for a while there. He just said he just has to beat his opponents. He doesn't have to knock them out. But today he looked like he was looking for a knockout, because when he heard Bradley, he went after him, and he really tried to knock him out. And it was really good to see, and I think that's where the old Manny Pacquiao, that's the way he used to be, and that's why he was such an exciting fighter.
What would you make, there's been talk, I think it's a little too big, but talk of him fighting Canelo, and you're fighting a guy that comes in the ring weighing 170. How would Manny have to fight a guy like that? And with this kind of fighter where that was more patient and maybe more economical with his punches, not creating openings, be more effective than he would have been had he been more wild?
Right, Canelo's a big guy, and the thing is, if we did fight a guy like that, I'm sure we'd have to put a cap on how much he could gain after the weigh-in. But, my favorite fight is Terrence Crawford, though, because Manny's best fighting weight is still 140 pounds, and I think that's a great fight for us.
Hey, Freddie, in that final minute with the fans standing and cheering for Manny, did you even allow yourself a brief moment just to think about what this journey has been like? And if it did indeed end tonight, what will stick in your mind about it?
Well, it was, we talked about it might be in his last pro fight, and, I said, go out with a bang. I said, let's look good doing it, and he did that, and I'm very happy. And if he does decide to retire, I'll be 100% behind him. But, he's talking about maybe going to the Olympics and maybe fighting this guy or that guy, but I'm not really sure if he's going to retire yet, but it's a difficult sport to quit. It's really, really hard to retire, and I think he hasn't realized that yet, but he will soon.
How heavily in his ear are you going to be? Are you going to talk to him for sure before he leaves for the Philippines to say, look, you still got it, this Crawford fight is appetizing?
No, I told him already. I said, you still have a lot of fight left in you. He hasn't slowed down a bit. He hasn't really shown signs of wear and tear. And again, I thought at moments he looked better than he has in a long time. And when I see Manny aggressive like that, that's the best Manny Pacquiao. That's when he's at his best.
Freddie, was that your game plan tonight? Patience? Is that what you came in wanting to do?
Yeah, we had a feeling that he was going to maybe move on us a little bit and try to be a little bit of a counter puncher, and he did. And Manny, I said, Manny, future speed and momentum, and you have to throw a lot of combinations. And he did okay with that, but he can do a lot better, because the volume of punches I thought should have been a little bit higher, and I think with a higher volume of punches he possibly could have knocked him out.
Thank you.
Freddie, in the 8th round, I think Tim got him with a good left hook, and then they were back on the ropes, and eventually, Manny tied him up, and then he whispered something into his ear. And it seemed like even when Manny was getting hit, and when he was sitting back, there seemed to be a joy and a smile there a little bit. Can you talk about his attitude? I mean, have you seen a joy from him, in this fight maybe that you hadn't seen in recent years? And how hard is that attitude going to be something for him to walk away from?
I saw him smile quite a bit in the ring tonight, and that just shows me how much he loves the sport, and he was really happy with what he was doing. It wasn't a complete comeback of Manny Pacquiao, but it was a good first step. And the thing is, I like that he was aggressive. And again, when he hurt his opponent, he went after him and he did what he was supposed to do.